as a country, I believe that we are a nation in mourning, and Americans in general are uncomfortable with grief. We usually want to get on with it and get over it. But it's difficult to get over it now while we're alone. And many people are mourning the loss of their friends, their family members with whom they can only communicate via email or telephone, going to their churches and having that human contact. All of this is very real mourning. It can also be combined with the much more devastating long-term grief of losing a loved one or a friend to this terrible virus. Yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, well.
And how do we celebrate a birthday at a time like this? I have two losses that we can discuss personally. One, of course, the chance to go out with my friends and celebrate and perhaps say a few foolish things and have too many drinks, well, that's gone.
Yeah.
Also, my daughter died 5 years ago. She was 26 years old. And that telephone call or the chance to be with her, she lived in Colombia, is also gone permanently. Both of those types of mourning are very much a part of what people are going through now with the virus. I can say for many people who are now losing their siblings or their children, it will never get easier. That may not seem helpful, but actually it is, because the reality that we must come to terms with this grief and live with it until the day we are reunited with our loved ones can actually be helpful. First, I would suggest do not give up on these people. They are hurting and they are grieving, and they will probably say things that make us uncomfortable. So first, don't give up on them. Stay in contact with them over the many months. Second, do not try and fix. That's, as you just said, we want to say encouraging things, we want to be of use, but often just being quiet and listening is the most useful thing we can do. Also, there is no timetable on grief. Some people may grieve overtly for many years, and others, it's just after a few months they're able to return to functioning normally. But in either case, it takes 3 to 5 years before we can even put a death into perspective. And so we must be courteous. We must give them time to grieve, and for all of us, we have had losses in our lives, and we can weep together. I live out in the country, and fortunately, I have a lot of hunting land and farmland all around me where I can go walk. And I would suggest to everyone, everywhere, if you can get out in nature, if only for an hour a day, it has a comforting, a consoling aspect to it, because we get out of ourselves. If we're grieving a parent or a child, when we drink in the feeling of all of this life around us, it does not make anything easier, but it does make it eased.